this is the point I want to make, and I just want to just give me a little room here to just talk about the music, because I'm a bit older. I remember when you guys were born, and I saw hip hop born. You understand? I saw reggae when it come through the 70s. So let me just touch on reggae. In the 70s and the 80s, this is the reggae I listened to. It was conscious. Black people were conscious. There was no bullshit. Black people were conscious. When the music changed, people changed. That's it. Music. Listen, but we got to realise there's a song that Ludacris has got. Move, get out the way. Women are singing this song. Now we've got to recognise the music is spiritual for African people. But listen, when the Zulus whooped the white man, I saw the film Zulu, or whatever it was, Michael Caine, and they were all banging on the drums. You had to see for 15 minutes. I swear by the 15th minute, I was like, man, let's go. I was ready to kill somebody, man. I'm telling you, man, kill the white man. That's how the power of the music. That's the power of the music. So the beat is what gets you first, basically. That's why the people are repeating the lyrics. But if they would have said, move, dog, or move, scum. I'm a king. Yes, I'm a king. Yeah. They would have been repeating that, and that's what would have resonated in them. Now,
that's why
reggae,
Nipsey had to die.
That's why Nipsey had to die, of course. So when we go to reggae, they killed it off after Bob Marley and brought in some silly music. That's why reggae went down, and then a reggae, and then the rest is history. With hip hop, and by the way, in the 70s, everyone owned their own label. There was no white man in reggae. There was no white man in reggae. All them artists, you printed it yourself. You got your labels. You got the acetate. You did it, and you made the money from it. End of. That's why they tried to destroy reggae.
Are you trying to say Rodigan is not the art?
Let me say, with hip hop, it started with Cool Herc, who was a Jamaican, so we're clear, yeah. From the 70s, it grew. The first song was the first hip hop song was Rapper's Delight. And it was the culture that African people hadn't had, basically, in America. And what happened was 81, 82, 83. So the first conscious song was The Message by by Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. Brilliant song, The Message. Now, when Europeans are seeing this conscious message, it's shaking them up, because we've got someone who's a critical thinker who's saying, look at this, wow. They're breaking down the situation for black people, and black people were thinking, it's like a jungle sometimes. You've got me wonder how I keep them. People are thinking now. So then what did they do? They bring in Run DMC, who are talking about My Adidas. They want to soften it down. Then Public Enemy comes to the scene, people like KRS. But KRS didn't start off conscious. It's only after his boy died, Marley Marl, was it? After he got killed. That's when he became conscious. So then there was a movement from what they call the golden era of hip-hop. From 88 with Public Enemy, 88 to 87. From Public Enemy to 92. That was the golden era of hip-hop in the sense of everyone was independent. There was no major labels. Everyone was making the money like in reggae. It was our own culture which we created and we brought to the forth and made popular. And this is what happened. NWA, the first gangster rapper was actually Ice-T, and then he had a couple of others. I think it was not Big L. I can't remember his name, but there was another one. So what happened is the Jew who was helping working with NWA.
What's his name? Iovine?
No, it wasn't Jimmy Iovine. When his name comes, I'm going to remember it. It's going to come, bro, because I can't remember his name, but just drop it in. This guy. And he was working with the one who produces with Eminem.
Satin Heller.
Jerry Heller.
Jerry Heller, that's it, come on. He was working with the one who works with Eminem, the Jew boy.
Pete Rosenberg.
No, his producer. You always see him with Eminem nowadays.
Dr. Dre.
No, the Jewish man.
Would it be
Rick Rubin.
He's
very central in hip-hop, man. Very central. But let me say this, though. Public Enemy were making so much traction. This is when the interest in Malcolm X started bubbling. People were wearing the African things. You might remember your dad wore one. Everyone was wearing these. People were getting conscious.
That's why I bought this.
People were getting conscious between 87 and 90, 91, 92. The only mark or the only negativity was when NWA come. And Jerry Heller said he was encouraging Eazy-E and all these guys to become big. He was pushing them because he wanted to destroy the black conscious movement. So we have to recognise that what Public Enemy were doing, especially Public Enemy, was so powerful because all around the world black youths were getting conscious, wearing these black African things, Afro, reading about Malcolm X, because that was also a period in England when black youths were getting into Malcolm X and lots turned Muslim and joined the nation. That's when the nation started flourishing in England. So this is showing you the power of the music. When we owned it, we created something positive. As soon as the Jew come in, Jerry Heller, Bob Marley died, and then the big companies started coming in at Ireland. That's when the music changed, basically. So we have to recognize the power of our music. And just going back to the Zulu element of the Zulu and the band and the drums, and everyone's getting really hyped up. That's the power of the music. So as much as it can lift you up, it can destroy you, and that's what our music does today. It's destructive, basically.
Yeah.
It's spiritually destroying the youth. Because if all you're hearing, because I remember the song from Snoop, yeah, if you get out of me, I'm gonna kill a nigga. Yeah, all I'm gonna do is just to kill a nigga. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you get him, I'm gonna kill a nigga. Well, if the youth just listen to that all the time, then they're gonna want to kill a nigga eventually, aren't they?
That's why I had to take.
Which is what is happening.
And that is
Which
what
is what is
happening.
happening.
It's a mantra, a ritual.
We run a music workshop one time, yeah. And it was, I hope this never sees this, but we told some of you to come. Kenny All-Star, and Kenny All-Star, he came through because he was looking for some talent. So this is like about a year and a half, 2 years ago. He came through, was doing this music workshop. We told the young people to come and do freestyles for thing. Now we know this hard spitter. He's probably about 17, 18. He's a hard rapper. So come through, make sure you've got a nice freestyle for him. Blah blah blah. He said, yeah, come, I've got it nice. He came in there. He said, all I want to do is kill a nigga, shoot a nigga, rob a nigga, stab a nigga. That was like 32 bars.
Crazy.
You know what?
32.
We've never done this. We've never done
No,
this.
32, no
We've
chorus.
never done this
No,
before.
it's
Yeah.
crazy.
We had to stop him.
Oh, you did.
Of course,
Bro, this is
This
there was about 25 black people.
Hey,
in the
Rochi's
room.
the funniest,
You know
man.
what I'm saying? You want all of us dead. Like, it was so deep.
I can see you saying it like that as well.
No, that was the work.
That is the work, because I'm having arguments with teachers, with people I know, like, who are like, no, music's just entertainment. It's not just entertainment, it's spiritual
It's for you.
warfare.
Absolutely, bro.
If
You're
you're
watching us.
consciously having this,
100%.
and people are even, they're arguing to use the word N-word. I'm like,
Yeah.
does it
What's going
even
on?
make
Like-
sense?
See,
When it's got so much pain attached to it, we're going to even flip it and do what the white man's doing. So you're
if
doing
like
what
we're
the white man's doing.
slick, if like we know better, we're gonna flip it and turn it into something
that
else.
we
ain't
own.
that.
You
Come
can't
on,
never
stop
own
it.
that word.
Stop
It was
it,
given
stop
to
it.
you. So you can't own it.
Man, if I'm in any establishment
never.
I hear, she gives me man, I've got to leave, fam. Because I know what the white people are going to be. I ain't saying they're going to be skanking and shouting.
Yeah, but
like,
this is
"Ah,
what I
can't do it."
said though. At what cost?
I just think personally, I'm just like, okay, cool. Some of these people are, well, a lot of these people are far gone, but to even be here and operating on some level of normality, which to me sometimes isn't normality, it's madness. I have to have a level of compassion, because I'm realizing, right, you're to even operate in the vessel that you are, with the amount of, it's not just one concept. It's not just a spiritual concept. There's a physical. There's a level of certain level of educationally, spiritually, food, environment, viruses, music. Like, they're attacking you. You're that powerful that you're going to be attacked in that many angles.
Definitely.
Who else is getting attacked like that? And you're still able to just relate, even if it's that. So for me, it's like there's a level of like compassion. It's hard because it's a paradox. It's like you're far gone, but I have to have compassion for you, because there might be something that triggers you on your journey that then the door's open for you to have a conversation. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Look, the golden era of hip hop, 88 to 92, 87 even to 92. It got destroyed when Snoop Dogg really come on the scene. NWA with the build up to that, yeah, with the ones who were the first ones really to make people start thinking about negative and fuckery things
Dr.
in
Dre
the
and
music.
Snoop.
Yeah, and then when Snoop come up with the gin and juice and I'm a dog and all this,
And
Just
it's,
stay
and
with
it's
me,
porn,
party music.
it's porn production and that.
that's when it all blew up. And also, see, you've got to realise we can say we, and I agree with you, but really it was the Jews.
Yeah.
It was the Jews who, in '92, we had the films Boys in the Hood, and we had the other one with the Ice-T and Judd Nelson. What was it called?
Friday.
It'll come if you don't think about it.
What,
But
with Nino Brown?
Yeah, what was that film
Nah, I
called,
don't know
bro?
what you're talking about.
New
Yes,
Jack
you
City.
do.
New
Jack
Jack
City,
City,
Put those two films
yeah.
together.
New
Although
Jack
Boys
City,
in the Hood, look, we've got to realise most people can't think of themselves. So Boys in the Hood, John Singleton to me is one of the brightest best filmmakers ever.
Read the
Because
ISIS papers, by the way.
he hits conscious points in Boys in the Hood is a classic.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
somebody-
Absolutely,
but
absolutely.
For the most part,
Yeah.
it's like a gangster film, but
It's
really it's
destructive.
about a
Yeah,
film.
yeah,
Someone
yeah,
who's trying to
yeah,
find himself.
yeah.
That's why Hollywood pushed it. But New Jack City was a gangbanger film,
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
it? That, along with the music, that's what the Jews were promoting
yeah.
this.
That's
so
what
we
I'm
have
saying.
to recognise
Right.
the Jews saw how powerful our music was. So they come into the music, started signing artists for big fees. They came into the films and started pushing these films. This is what I remember. And that was the beginning of the destruction. The only bright light, and even he was like trying to be a Tupac character, was Nas. In '92, the only bright light was because Tupac was going a bit off there.
Yeah.
But the only bright light was Nas. Nas was conscious from the beginning, but even he had a bit of gangsterism in his
Yeah,
stuff.
cool. That's my
basically.
favourite rapper though. Nas, my
Nas,
favourite
yeah,
rapper.
but he-
Nas, my
But that's what his
remember.
problem was with Tupac. Tupac said you just take him
A
out.
copy. Oh yeah. All of them were copying. The Ja Rule was copying.
DMX.
DMX was copying absolutely. 50 Cent to a lesser extent, because by that point, 50 coming.
He was copying
Gangsterism-
Jay-Z.
He was
He was copying
No,
Jay-Z.
no. 50 was
Yeah, he was copying
No,
Jay-Z.
50
I'm
wanted
talking-
to be Ja Rule, I think.
Yeah.
He started singing like Ja.
He
Ja-
took Ja
He started
Rule's-
singing like
He
Ja.
did. He really
He
did.
started
Yeah, he was
singing. He
singing-
evolved
singing
into
a lot,
Ja.
but he did.
Ja Rule was Drake before Drake.
Yeah. He was. He was.
He was doing the sing
But
song.
I'm saying,
I
if you look at
just
the
didn't
power of the
take
dollar,
him seriously.
Huh?
I didn't take
Yeah, I
Ja
couldn't
Rule
take Ja Rule.
seriously.
What do you?
I used to like-
No.
But you didn't have
No. When he was talking to the women, I was on board. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, what? Bro, like this is actually like.
I fuck with the music, but I just couldn't take him seriously. When I saw 50, I said, okay, that's
Yeah.
something
Yeah, but
to take
50
seriously.
came out.
Yeah.
That's
50
something-
came
that's
out
a
at
real
Jar's
G.
neck though.
That's a real G. I don't know what it
Yeah.
was. That different energy.
No, you
That's
know
a
what
real
it
G.
was again.
Ja gave
I'm a
me
musician. I'm a musician, so I know how they do it. They pushed 50 Cent strong.
Because 50 Cent got shot 9 times. He was the real deal.
That was the point they were trying to make. So when he first come to England, he had about 50 security guards around him. Hype. Everyone's looking at this. Oh, wow, look at this. And he had a banging beat with it in the club song as well. So people are going to listen. So then after that, he can start pushing harder on the gangsterism because the beat has got them already. And this is how gangster music got into the music. 50 Cent was the fulcrum because after that, really Kanye West come after that and then Drake. So it kind of changed. But he was the fulcrum. So this build-up
So he
of
was-
gangsterism.
You're saying he was doing it on like a more of a universal, but Mobb Deep were out there with it.
Yeah,
Styles
Mobb
people
Deep
had it.
went-
People
Mobb Deep
we
went
had our
massive though.
gangsters,
They
like,
were
we had our
gangsters.
gangster rap.
Bro,
hitting
you're
us.
right. Mobb Deep weren't big though, where they
Okay,
like.
so you're
they-
saying the bigger guys that came and pushed
Right,
it.
exactly.
Bigger.
Listen,
Bigger.
Mobb Deep's beats were the way out, man. They were just something else.
But you
man.
know what it is with them? It's like there's a level of consciousness within these
They're
other Gs.
storytellers.
Because do you think that when all these rappers link up, you see them all meeting up in their nice suits, Jay-Z, all of them, Drake, they get together. Do you think they're having conversations like where they're saying like, "I've clocked it.
Yeah, I felt
Like,
like that.
what's going on? They've done us. We're here, we're all the millionaires, all 15, 20 of us. We're the billionaires and the millionaires. But do you reckon them men have clocked it now? What all the stuff we're talking about?
Yes,
them man
yes,
really
yes,
understand
yes,
the levels,
yes,
the
yes,
layers.
yes.
And they good because
All
they know
that
how
more
to
than
behave.
The gay orgies,
Why is it-
Yeah.
spirit
All of
cooking.
this, they
If
must-
it's
We
not
ain't backing him.
rooted
Yeah,
in
And it didn't
Pan-Africanism,
stand.
that rawness, you shouldn't be talking up the ting.
Yeah,
Don't
exactly.
talk up the ting. Don't even mention
If
it
you're
because
not
what you're gonna
about
do is mislead everyone and say, oh, you can do this, but you could not build with the conquerors. How can you build with the conquerors? How? Black Wall Street was Black Wall Street, right? We done nothing to them, and they blew it up. They found a way to blow it up because we done it by ourselves, really by ourselves. We didn't use them.
But but all the resources, or most of the resources, have been taken from us, and they're in the hands of the oppressors. We might have to play the game until it comes back.
No, you have to go Haitian on them.
You gotta take it back.
You gotta take it.
right,
But now
right.
this is the
There's no
thing.
more game playing.
This
We-
is
we
why
can't
it don't
afford
make no sense. You lot are 100 millionaires now. You lot can step away. So is it death that you're afraid of?
You could.
You're dead anyway because you're not helping us.
They could essentially create their own currency if they wanted to.
Okay, hold on. The FBI went to go and talk to Malcolm X. Come on, man, work with us. Do you think the FBI have walked into the Rock Nation building and said, yo, Sean, you're not... Sean,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sean, come and sit down.
Absolutely.
We got a job for you.
Absolutely.
And boom, 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 boom.
Absolutely.
And if you don't dance like this, you see
But
them
they-
two little picnic you have there?
They also have private meetings about the direction of where music's going to go. So even like some of the investments, like Universal had investments in jail. So it was in their interest to promote gangster rap because then they could. It's a different type of
It's
slavery.
a money
helps
scheme
fund
for
the
them.
jails,
I wouldn't even... I just say, you know...
And that's
basically.
happening here right
That's
now.
right, that's
So
right.
if you look at the Treasury budget, the third highest budget was prisons. what do you think they're pushing right now? Drill and trap and all this stuff. And so that energy, and you're seeing it. The kids, I see flipping rich kids who ain't got no reason to be involved in that, who are putting on ballies and doing all this character. So, and I'm saying, I'm having arguments. I'm saying, but okay, you said it doesn't affect you, but you just put on a bally. Do you want beef? They're like, nah. But why did you put on a bally and all of that? So you're telling me you're not got affected by the music? Oh, I didn't think about it like that. Exactly. So your whole behaviour's changed based on an energy that you wanted to buy into.
But a lot of our black adults, like 30 plus in this country, will still agree that music doesn't influence the kids as well. We're still
That's
fighting.
the problem.
We'll still be fighting for this,
But
for us to still have this music.
You have to have a conversation with yourself, because I know when I'm listening to certain rap music or old school, you know, the old school sets, I'm back in that zone, like, yo. And your whole hands change, everything changes. So you got to acknowledge that, yeah, it does have an effect, but it's now, you know, you're conscious of it. You know, actually, I'm going to observe this rather than be invested in it, if that makes sense.
So how are we as a group allowing the record labels to still keep putting our young before our young with these messages, with these reckless messages, continuously keep signing our youngsters who are the most reckless youths out here, putting them before the rest, and allow, like,
I agree, and I think what you're saying here is bang on, because I think even the Jews would agree with me here that they ain't that powerful. They can come in and try and, the only way that they can get it is if they can use you against me. Yeah, because you're powerful, they ain't powerful, you're powerful. So they can use you against me, but only if you comply. So they found their handful of people that comply. And we have to discuss, like you started this, are these people that are complying, they're sellouts. But I think...
They're not aware.
I wouldn't even say they're sellouts. You know what it is, right? Because I've been to LA on a number of occasions. You go to speak to a crib, you can rap like Bobby Schmurder. Say, I'm going to sign you on a deal. What do you think he's going to talk about, really? He's going to talk about black people got to come together. He's a crib, he's eating the blood, so he's going to be talking those kind of things. That's real. So we can't expect the Jews, I'll say how it is, always going to target people who care more about money than they do about the culture. Always. From 92 onwards. Absolutely. The only one I'd say is the exception is Nas. But even Nas, because I've got a few of his albums, he talks a lot of shit in his music. Let's get it right. He's trying to be Tupac. One side is the conscious. The other side is the negative. Is that
of life. Look at like his environment where he's from. That's like that's the conflict of human being.
But you're a man. Can you afford to not stay dangerous?
I don't understand the concept.
Can you afford to not be dangerous?
What's your
Like, can you?
interpretation?
My interpretation of that is like I'm Mr. Peace enough. I might even been raised to be a pacifist.
But you could be dangerous just being
Peace
because
and
of
love.
that.
Absolutely.
But my thing is turned over now. It's because it's like, if you violate my thing, you're gonna see, like, look, I tell you, every now and again, man, dust off my CBiz, yeah, and I put that on, and you think, what the hell is this guy? What, this guy's talking God? Well, I listen to it sometimes, and the energy I get from that. But I remind myself that energy is not for my people. That energy, not to use on them, is to use against anyone that's bringing that to my people.